picture this. It's 3 p.m. You're sitting in that dreaded meeting. Your eyes are getting heavy, but one more coffee is going to make you feel jittery. And 100% guaranteed there's going to be a crash later on. Enter Mud Water, which is a coffee alternative. In fact, it's kind of like coffee's chill cousin. It's packed with chai, cacao, lion's mane, chaga, reishi, cordyceps, turmeric, and cinnamon. All the good stuff to give you energy without the shakes. You get sustained energy and focus minus the crash. No sugar, no sweeteners, just pure earthy goodness. I feel like I'm throwing every positive buzzword I can possibly think of. That's what Mud Water is. Plus, I haven't even told you this part, it won't keep you up all night. My favorite part about Mud Water is how easy it is to make. Just drop the powder into your favorite mud, pour some water on it, and give it a mix. Boom, that's it. So head to mudwater.com, grab what's called a starter kit. Use the promo code Chael for up to 43% off, plus free shipping and a rechargeable frother. That is 43% off with code Chael only at mudwater.com. And if they ask, tell them we sent you. Stay sharp, stay calm, and power through your day with Mud Water. Well, Conor McGregor lost again. Mike Perry is coming back. That, for me, is great news. I was at a UFC one time. I can't remember who Perry fought. It might have been Paul Felder. No, because he beat Felder. This was a fight that Perry lost. T-Mobile Arena, you guys might remember it. Remember when he came out, he started salsa dancing, but then he wouldn't stop? Or maybe it wasn't even his song. He was in the ring first. Maybe it was even the other guy's song, and maybe that's why Perry kept on salsa dancing the whole time. But do you guys remember this? This was like a month after he saved the turtle on Instagram. He had a girl in his corner and nobody else. And when the show was over, no, he fought a jiu-jitsu guy that said, yeah, he got put on the ground. He got, somebody went through him. Somebody went through him on this one. And I was tasked at the end of the night with the highs and lows of the evening. I said the best part of the evening is when Mike Perry walked out, and the worst part of the evening is when Mike Perry walked back. And I'm just talking about purely the entertainer. When's the last time you could tell me everything about a guy's fight except the opponent? When it's the opponent who won. By finish, this guy went right through Perry. I can't think of who this was. He finished him. I can't remember it. I don't remember his name. He wasn't the one providing me with the entertainment. It was Mike Perry. So it's just great news that Perry's back. But Conor announced that he owns Bare Knuckle and that he has fired Mike Perry. You guys remember that? And Mike Perry's response was wonderful, where he said, I'm an owner too. You can't fire me. But it was as though Perry was actually being fired. It wasn't as though he was responding to the words of a troll or that he was trolling a troll back. I remember when Perry said it, like there was something sweet about it and there was something very innocent about it because there was something very sincere about it when he said, but I'm an owner. He can't fire me. I'm an owner. So, what? Mike Perry. I get a kick out of Mike Perry, man. I just think this guy is great. Perry's going to come back. Dave Feldman just did a massive deal with DAZN. Thank goodness, by the way. That made me so happy. And Feldman is from Pennsylvania on a human level. And Pennsylvania just sanctioned Bare Knuckle, which I believe we've done here in Oregon. I believe we've done that because we have Dave Hagen, who is extremely pro-business. And if we haven't done it, we are in the process. But we have an executive director who is making... He wants to take on California, Nevada, and Texas for fight capital. We have an executive director right now in Oregon who is trying to make Oregon the most inviting place to come and do business. But a very cool thing for Dave Feldman and for Bare Knuckle. And Pennsylvania used to be ran by a guy named Greg Serb. I don't know if Serb is still there. I don't know that he's still there. But if he is, thank you. Thank you and great work. I have to bring that to you because it got announced that Perry is going to be coming back. Perry is going to be headlining. As a matter of fact, Dave Feldman is also talking with Eddie Alvarez. He's going to make this monster card. And apparently, Perry was right. you can't fire me. I work here. And in conjunction with this story, and I get this is tongue in cheek, right? You're having fun. Conor's having fun. Conor got brought in and did what Conor was supposed to do, right? The mere fact that he fired Mike Perry or said that he was firing Mike Perry 6 weeks ago, and here I am quoting it, even if I want to give Conor a hard time, that's pretty good. He got brought in to do what he was supposed to do. He got a headline. I remember it. But I read this in conjunction, right? I'm on the .coms, and it's in conjunction with Dana White is in Dublin to watch a young and upcoming boxer that Dana has taken an interest in. And you take that rumor and you start to add some of the boxing rumors that won't quit surrounding Dana. And I don't know how much of that is right anymore, only because Dana really does love boxing, really does care, and he is the one that announced to the world, I'm digging into this, and then came back and announced to the world, I have stopped digging into this. But he's in Dublin. He's taking this young boxer, and Dana did a Q&A with the Irish fans. And at no point in there did it involve Conor McGregor. In fact, one of the questions he got asked is, will you be meeting with Conor? And Dana answered it very sincerely, which is, when Conor found out last night that I was in Dublin, he started hitting me up. So we might go talk. But I don't think that's what you would have suspected when I started this piece. I don't think you would have suspected that prior contact hadn't already been made, and a lunch, a dinner, a snack, a cup of coffee, a hey, how you doing? A seat next to me at the arena for this kid I'm going to watch with Conor wouldn't have already been made, and it wasn't. And Dana hadn't agreed to having so much as the coffee or the snack with him. Just that Conor was reaching out, and we'll see. Now, Dana was very friendly and said, when Conor wants to fight, he will let us know. And that was the part that I couldn't let go. The entire 6 minutes and 4 seconds of your life was so that I could get to this point. What does he mean? Because this isn't new. This is a statement that Dana has made very consistently from the beginning of his dealings with Conor McGregor. As soon as Conor was no longer champion, Conor had a lot more levy and a lot more say into his own career in terms of dates, and it didn't quite matter as much. When he was champion, it's very relevant. You're holding up the rest of the boys. You've got morale. You've got an integrity to a sport. There's a number of things that must be served. All the way down to pulling a belt off a guy. Should it not go that way? And we as the audience need to know when that clock gets started. But it wasn't that way when he wasn't champion, and he wasn't champion for very long. So it has been a meaningful amount of time. I mean, I want to say it's been 9 years. I want to say 2015. Something along these lines. And Conor has not said. I mean, if Dana's only criteria is Conor will let us know when he wants to fight, if that is the only criterion, and by the way, it's the only one that we've ever been told, guys. In fact, some of those other boxes that have got to be checked, like agreeing on the amount or the weight class or the opponent or where the fight is going to be or the amount of rounds, or is it going to be the unified rules? Those things actually have been touched on, and we're told that Conor is amongst the easiest guys in Dana's career to deal with. Consistently, the only criterion we are told to get Conor a fight is for Conor to let them know when he wants to fight. That is not hand in hand with what Conor has been saying, because Conor also has been very consistent, and I have been over here explaining this and defending Conor. They can't both be accurate. I believe Conor to be very sincere. I believe that Conor wanted to fight. I believe that he wanted to fight at 300. I believe he didn't know about the testing and all these rules and became a little bit of a victim of that entire thing just for Travis Taggart to try to play in the media to get leverage. That is what I believe. I believe he was sincere about wanting to fight on International Fight Weekend. I believe he was very sincere about wanting to fight in December of this year. I'm sincere because he said those things. And he did work. He came out, he did the fake graphics, he did the fake announcements, he did everything you could do if you had a really good understanding of this sport and you were willing to go into business for yourself and take just a little bit of risk. But he did them, and he did them all very well, to the point that you really don't even know what I'm talking about right now. That's how well he did it. There was announcements that have been made that you believe the UFC made, but they didn't make. He made them and made you think the UFC made them. This is very calculated stuff. Stuff that I was doing 20 years ago. But I've got to tell you, this is calculated stuff. And therefore, I took it as a sincerity. But if the only criterion for Conor to get a fight is to call and let us know when he wants to fight, I must be a fool for believing he wanted to fight in December, for believing that he wanted to fight on International Fight Week and where he had a signed bout agreement. I must be a fool for believing that he was a victim of Travis Taggart and USADA and being used as a pawn for public negotiation. If the only criteria is that he needs to let the organization know when he wants to fight, if that's it, and we're now to assume that he hasn't done that, there has never been a battle like this, ever, that stayed this nice. One side eventually tells the people what the holdup is. And that's where you start pointing guns at one another. And it's the biggest mistake anyone could make. But Conor is not above it. And if the gun gets pointed at him, he will make the same mistake that everybody else does. And he will point these little two guns back at them, and then he's gonna have an entire fleet. Right? He's going to have the biggest gunship in the world, and that's when he's going to find out. I'm just sharing for you. It hasn't got to that yet. I've never seen anything like this where promoter and fighter can't come to terms, but they've managed to stay friendly. You've known it from the beginning. I'm not cracking this for you. It's just more obvious right now. We are not being told something.